back, everyone, to SASA's Couch. On today's episode, it's actually one of our special episodes. We have one of our alumni. I know you, but they do not. So can you please introduce yourself?
My name is Mahmoud Yahya. I graduated last August from the University of Sharjah, Architecture Engineering program. Alhamdulillah, with the 2.51 GPA. So yeah, and I'm very proud of the one.
I applaud to that, honestly.
Shukran. Yeah.
So there are a couple of questions that I think students from all levels from all levels of architecture they're eager to get them answered.
Okay, sure.
Yes. So are you ready?
Inshallah.
So after you've graduated, what advice would you actually give students who want to enter architecture?
Don't.
Don't.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure, but if you're waiting for me to tell you to go into architecture or not, so yeah.
Okay, students that want to enter architecture.
Okay, so.
But what advice would you give them? The ones that wants to enter.
Okay, just understand that you have to switch your life to be an architecture student. So of course you will compromise your social life, minimize your friendships and prioritize your family. It's not sad, it's something nice, and you'll have a new family that you love in M8 or in your department. So
behind the cameraman is shaking his head. What do you mean?
Move on.
No, I'm not saying everyone, but of course you would like to, because you will spend most of your time in the university, not in class.
Yeah.
So, and you are spending it with your friends. So this is your family, and now it's 6:30 p.m.
Yeah.
And he's still here. His last class was 12:15, so 6 hours ago, and he's still here. So of course he's enjoying it. No, I'm just a visitor, but what I'm saying is that, when in my senior year, I used to come here 8 a.m. and leave whenever the security asked me to leave. So
we all do.
Yeah,
we all do.
Either 11 or 11:30 or sometimes 8, depends on the security guard. And I'll just say as much as I can. And yeah.
But I actually do agree with you. Because here I feel like it's my second house. It's not just I'm just taking classes and going.
Yeah. It's not classes and go out.
Yes, I do agree with you.
So, and you can see that some students, they have their own spots. And some students have their coffee machines and boilers and specific chairs.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So what about the students who already fell in the trap and entered architecture? What would you advise them?
Know everyone in the department, from the professors, staff, and try to know as much students as you can, as colleagues, be friendly with them, but don't expect to make friendships. Why I'm saying this? Because when you're working with your colleagues and sometimes they do something that you don't like, you would expect this from your colleague. It's just we are in the same place doing the same thing, but if your friend screwed you, this will be very personal. So that's what I'm saying, is that make as much colleagues as you can, but don't expect friendships. Eventually you'll get 3-4 people to be very good friends, but you'll at least know everyone, and you'll learn from them. Be humble to learn from them, because actually you don't know everything and they don't know everything too. So,
but later on you will gain friendships.
Of course, but I'm saying know everyone. Be colleagues with your seniors. Be colleagues if you're in the middle years. Be colleagues with your younger colleagues and older colleagues. Know everyone who's willing to be open and just chat. I'm this guy. I know this, I like this, and maybe actually if you are in the first half, maybe you can go to your seniors and ask them to criticize your work. They'll be delighted to, because they've been through so many reviews and they want to channel this energy back to someone. So yeah, they'll be happy. I'm assuming they'll be happy to do it. So yeah, know everyone.
All right. So students who, because architecture is not only drawing, it has like softwares that you would use, rendering softwares, and so on. What softwares would you advise students to be familiar with? Or like the most softwares that it's beneficial for them to use?
Okay, there is two parts answer. There is an actual answer that you would like. I'll give you names of specific softwares and you can make a small research and you can ask some firms here what's the industry standard. But the problem is when I give this answer, students would assume that this is a software for design. For example, it's SketchUp or now Rhino or my favorite Revit.
Revit is everyone's favorite, just not
supposed to.
It's my favorite.
It's actually industry standard. So yeah, no, not everyone likes Rhino. So yeah,
Rhino's hard.
It's not hard. Okay. Aside from that, firms will not pay for Rhino as much as Revit because Revit is very much cheaper. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
True.
So we don't have to pay. Media Tech Crack or the university will give it us for free. So yeah, I can't give you an answer for what software, but this is the issue. It's not about the software. It's about how do you design. If you start with your design by going to a software and try to do it. You want to do a specific, based on your concept, you will do a specific wall type or a specific proportion of a room. Either SketchUp or Revit, they will the software itself will make it for you, but it will never be 100% what you want. What actually you can control that doesn't control you is using a pen or pencil and a paper. Like maybe some students like feel anxious to have a notebook because they don't want to use up all of the paper, so maybe you just get like a stack of A4 or a roll of tracing paper and you just keep drawing on it. Either you throw it away or whatever and keep it in a folder. If you want, you can get a nice notebook and it will like feels fancy. But also you can use modeling. Like modeling is actually sometimes even nicer because like you will experiment with maybe cardboard or piece of wood or a piece of metal or paper. You can make a very nice visual or let's say a composition that can give you a sense of space that a render will never give you, even if it's much more scale, of course. But modeling using different materials, using your pen, using your imagination, something you can actually control rather than relying on a software to design for you. This always results in very similar projects when students start to design with the software, especially when their skill level is like entry level. Their project will be very similar to each other and it will be really boring. And they are not designing, the software is designing. They're just trying to tame the software.
The software actually like it takes what's in your head and makes it boom magical.
Yeah, but like numbers wise,
and easier.
But like it's not for design.
So students to enter architecture, they need to know how to draw?
You don't need to draw as an artist to show to other people to be very clear. No, you have to communicate to your own mind. Or to your instructor, you'll just draw something to them while you explain what you're doing. They'll understand it. Okay, so it's not about making very good quality drawing. I still, now I graduated, my drawings are really, really horrible. But I can communicate what's my idea. At least I'm keeping like notes, maybe something, a visual experiment that I have, and I just keep it in a note. And maybe like 3-4 months later I want to design something and then just go through it. I know what I did draw this few months ago, but like anyone else would never understand. So you're communicating.
So if I gave you now just like random blocks,
okay,
and I told you on the spot, build something, can you?
Of course, but like yeah, theoretically, but like you have to be more specific. So yeah.
So let's do it.
Yeah, there's some blocks there.
Let's do it. You're done?
Yeah, so what I'm doing here is that actually this is a mosque.
Okay, so explain what you're doing.
Yeah, so basically that this is the minaret, but the entrance I imagine it to be from the side. You didn't give me any specification of the side, so I imagine maybe the entrance would be like from this side, so maybe a portal to be like this, and then when you enter the portal, you have this, maybe I'd say the washing room, and then you have this courtyard. The negative space looks like an arch or a vault, and then you have the main prayer room. Here it's all dead, but then there is the linearity, like indicates the direction for Qibla. This indicates where's the entrance for everyone, like because it's smaller and tilted. So yeah, the mosque itself is to Qibla, but the entrance itself is like to the side. I imagine the side to be a little bit tilted. So yeah, this is like very simple model that I'm communicating the way I think about the courtyard. Like the courtyard looks a little bit more interesting, like because it's like a vault, and the minaret is like a little bit more interesting because it's not circular and projected. No, it's not actually. It's just a projection of a square, but it's indicating the direction of Qibla because it's like linear. It's not square. It's rectangular, and the portal, which is this small green cube, is just indicating the entrance into the courtyard, then into the prayer room. So yeah, it's very simple mosque.
Okay. So the biggest issue that student faces when they like go to like design the higher design phases, because when you go high, you need to go in groups.
Yeah.
So the biggest issue that they face is choosing their group members wrong, or not knowing how to choose their group members.
Or how to deal with the group.
Yeah, we always, I've personally always asked that question: how to choose a group.
Okay.
So
I thought you were struggling with your group members.
Oh no, my group are good. I think they're the ones struggling with me, honestly.
Okay, so there is those who can choose a very good group members and like design something together very nicely are very lucky, but most of the time you don't know actually. And I think design 4, design 5, I think now design 3 they have group work, I'm not sure, but let's say design 4 and design 5, this is my experience.
And senior
Of course. When they start to maybe, okay, this guy is cool, I might work with him, or this girl, she seems smart, so we work together. And then when you work together, you will be not, okay, maybe they are competent, but they have maybe family issues, or maybe they are health issues or whatever, so you don't know how to deal with that. Okay, so the key to group work is to constitute the concept. So take your time developing the concept, not visual concept, not what the mass will look like. No, what is the potential of the project, or what issues this project might solve. Upon that, okay, we want to solve these issues. You can't solve everything, of course. We want to solve these 3 issues, for example, and we have potential for 2 things. Okay, so these 2 things, and we are taking these, and we see how to make the concept of it. Now you have this concept, you write it down. This is the constitution of your project. It's not about a person, okay? It's not about the professor maybe sometimes. It's about the constitution. And the constitution, this concept that you revise with your professor, take a month to make it, okay? Then, whenever you go through design, anytime there is a design decision, you collectively decide, does this follow the constitution or does it not? If it doesn't, okay, go ahead. If it does not, you really like it, you might revisit the concept and maybe develop the concept. Maybe the issue is not actually an issue, or maybe you see another potential, okay? And now you have this concept that you are following, and now anyone in the group who would complain or have an idea, a nice idea, but no one would like to take it, there is a reason. we don't like to take it, not because we don't like you or we don't think you are creative. No, but your idea doesn't follow the concept. This is the key. And like you will revise this concept with your professor, and going through the classes, you will keep designing something, and your professor will appreciate that there's a constitution. Okay, so even your professor will make sure that you follow this constitution. And when your professor will give you comments, they will give you comments on this. Yeah, are you following what you said you want to follow? This would be the key. And that's it.
You know, as a senior, we struggled at first to choose the project that we want. So what project are we going to go for, and so on. So what would you actually advise seniors? Like, how do we choose a project, or how are we going to choose something that, khalas, this is what I'm going to stick with my entire life, my entire, not life, but like a year.
Yeah.
So how would you like emphasize on that?
I think, okay, maybe you can correct me. 90% of the students, when they decide something in the summer, when it's October, they change the project almost completely.
Yeah, I will not correct you. You're correct.
90%, right? Yeah, they have something in mind, but then when they start to, okay, how can we research it? Okay, what is the point of doing this? So they will change it. So how can I advise? Okay, first of all, senior students, this is the biggest project they will do, so they want to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
And they want to show their muscles through all these, okay?
Because it's in the portfolio.
Yeah, in the portfolio. Yeah, it's the most important project in your portfolio.
Yeah.
So students feel insecure to choose like maybe a 400 meters villa for Mohammed bin Rashid Housing Authority.
Yeah, they think it's like a small
they think the jury will not take them seriously, or they think their colleagues will look down to them. Really, that's your project? A small villa? It's not. You can't, or maybe like, that's why many students actually go to make an urban project. They have to make even though I did urban projects, and these two guys are doing an urban project.
We're doing urban project. Hello.
So most students, they feel if I did something like in urban scale, I will be taken seriously. The jurors will actually listen to my project, and I will be respected, and I will prove that I did study and like I worked throughout these years. But actually, maybe you can even make a sports field, nice small gym, or a house, or a small mall in somewhere, or maybe, I don't know. You can do anything, and anything doesn't have to be like you have to dream big. Maybe you are interested in sustainability, so maybe you would design a house that's very sustainable, and like even like students like feel that the responsibility of doing something really beautiful, because you are not now senior. You're supposed to be very good in technicality and in skillful. You should be skillful in drawing and expressing yourself. So I have to make something very beautiful. So what would I do? I struggle for a month or a month and a half, and then what would I do? I'll just go and use a Rhino and make something very curvy, to be very unique, because creativity in my mind is beauty, which is not. Like, you don't have to be creative. Actually.
Yeah.
You can do something really boring, but if you can see you are adding something, you will be taken very seriously. And sometimes you will do something very beneficial. Yeah, I would advise any student. Okay, maybe this is a tip. Just take a small note and keep it with you. Maybe now you're finishing design 5 and you're going to senior, you have your summer vacation. Take a small note with you, or in your phone maybe. Just write in a note: senior project proposals. Okay, and you just walk around, go to have a coffee or whatever, and see a project in the street. Maybe it's a Jarir bookshop, or maybe you say a coffee shop, or a house of wisdom, or a small mosque, or any maybe a roundabout and you think this looks strange, and maybe just write it down. You don't like this, or you see that there is a potential in this area. Just write these stuff. You have potential in this, or you have an issue you can solve with this, or you like some sort of typology of buildings. Just write these down, and then just revise them. Okay. And now, when you come up with a senior project, you have to understand that the senior project, it's not about who is your advisor. It's not about who is your group mates. It's about what is the project. If you know a certain project is a good project and you are feeling really strong about it, you can go to the proper professor and you show them, can we work on this? Okay. And then from that, maybe you would see your colleagues who is interested.
Mm-mm.
And then moving from that, you can have a really strong senior year.
Now, let's keep the serious advice. Let's get to know you. Okay, so what were the courses that you enjoyed the most in architecture?
Of course, design classes aside.
Yeah.
I would say history of architecture. It was both of the classes with Dr. Rehan, urban design with Dr. Majd, and contemporary architecture with Dr. Majd. Now, why would I say history and contemporary? Contemporary is just like continuing history, but it's optional class, a selective course. It's just that whatever problem that you are seeing or whatever potential that you see in a certain project, you are mostly, I'd say 99.5% of the time, you are not the first person who saw this issue or saw this potential. By studying other architects or other buildings or other styles of architecture, you would understand, you will have this a toolbox of dealing with these issues. And it explains to you when you see a certain building, why do you actually know, when you see a supermarket, why do you actually know it's a supermarket? Is it because of the sign?
I mean, it's because what's inside of it.
No, from outside. No, I would tell you, when you see, let's say you would go to Spinneys in 06. How do you know, not Spinneys, let's say Sharjah Corporation, okay? When you go there, how do you know? The way you approach it, of course there is so many parking, so must be a public building, okay? There is not much security, so it must be, it's not a school, it's not a governmental building, so you're not doing some paperwork. It's accessible, it's one story, so these information will give you an indication that this is a Sharjah corporation. So how do you know this building is what it is? This is by studying history. And you are how do you know this is a mosque? Because of the minarets and a dome. But if I remove them, you will still know this is a mosque because you will see it's tilted a little bit. There is some greenery.
There are some features that of a mosque.
Yes, and who's going in? All men. Okay, I assume this is a mosque. Or women going separately, let's say men. So you would understand this by looking at the building before you even read any sign or something. So studying contemporary and history, urban design is actually, there is also history there. So
the history of urban.
Yeah. So you would understand the how everything came to be and how to solve the issues that you are facing. And actually how to make it more interesting sometimes, or how nice can you make it. Okay, so
okay, so I know you like cooking.
Okay.
Or you have passion for cooking.
I do.
I'm
not very good actually. I cook decent food, but not a lot of. My menu is really short.
But you have passion for it. I think you're willing to learn more.
Yes.
Okay. Is that related to architecture?
It is.
How?
It is the same dose that you get after the end of the semester when you submit the project. And then you have this feeling of satisfaction that you submitted something really nice. And you have these memories of the process, how it went. it's similar dose but shorter and faster. Like you can do it every day. I can cook egg sandwich every day. I do very nice egg sandwich. Okay, so or like مكبوس DI or مكبوس لحم, like Kuwaiti dishes.
Okay, now I'm starting to
yeah,
get
chicken
hungry.
liver. You test.
Oh yes, I actually did try his.
Yeah.
He does it in a weird way. He does it in a creamy way. I've never tried it. Like I eat chicken liver, but like the normal one.
Yeah.
But he does it like in a creamy way, and like it looks weird, but it tastes so good.
Alhamdulillah. Yeah, I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
So it's almost the same dose, like the same, like, and like it's less risky because like there's no grades or money on it. It's just for me, and I just like what takes my mind of architecture is like cooking. Yeah.
All right. So I know that you also have like a passion for anime, or you love anime.
I do, but I don't watch as much as I did like 7 years ago. Yeah, I used to watch a lot.
But did you ever get inspired from like okay, let's not say anime, but like in general fantasy movies? Did you ever get inspired from those?
Yeah, I'd say okay, but not architecture, not like direct adaptation. Actually, maybe in urban design sometimes. But
fantasy movies. I'm not talking about real life buildings.
I know. Like in general, anime or the inspiration is for me is like the storytelling itself. How to get inspired. So, for example, like you're talking about anime. One Piece.
We're not promoting One Piece, people.
I am promoting One Piece, not the live action. If you do the live action, it's you, okay, do you, but it's not good. I like One Piece. It's the greatest,
long.
The greatest piece of literature ever, and everyone should like dedicate their like precious months of their lives to watch it.
Months? Years?
No. No.
2 to 3 months.
Yeah, maximum. Like you can make it even less.
It's so long.
But anyway, like the way the storytelling in One Piece, or the way the writer is writing One Piece, is actually very similar to my process in design. Let me elaborate. So even like One Piece and Game of Thrones, they are both very similar. That the writers, either it's George R. Martin or Ichiro Oda, both of them, they read history. Like George R. Martin reads royal history in Europe.
Because it is related to history.
No, it just he reads it in a way that he understands the structure of how these family function, these families functions, and like Ichiro Oda, when he writes, he understands these cultures and references and everything, and re-express these in a way that sometimes it's most of the time it's very subtle. Sometimes it's obvious to make you laugh or impress you, or just to make it like this was very obvious and you didn't even notice it. So it is very interesting when I compare it to architecture, that I see like this building, how did they place the fire escape or the staircases, or the joints between two curtain walls, or the proportions of the building. These, like, when you take from all of these pieces of architecture and you reconfigure it in your style, in your philosophy, it is very similar to me. So I do get inspiration a lot, but it's not like directly architecture from this world to mine.
That's really interesting.
Thank you.
I've actually sometimes I get inspiration from like fantasy movies.
Okay.
I
like
don't
what?
know. Oh my, Harry Potter.
Really?
Yes.
So you like Hogwarts?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, it's interesting.
So you can do
But-
it for your senior, because actually Hogwarts is actually moving.
Don't
They-
put don't no.
You see that? Yeah, moving elements. The stairs are moving all the time.
Oh yes. Okay.
Don't.
I don't know. Now we can't. Yes.
Yeah, you can do it, of course.
Yeah. Khala, note it down. We're going to do moving stairs in houses.
Oi.
All right. Well, that was all for today's episode. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you all for watching SASA's Couch and stay tuned for more episodes.